I will be doing 3 example solves to become sub-12 and there will be 2 bonus scrambles at the end. The scrambles will be in the description as well as on the screen. Since I am also sub-12, I only do white and yellow cross, and which is ideal for anyone who wants to become sub-12. So in this scramble, yellow looks good. This green edge is with its opposite center, so we're gonna do the same with the red one. Insert it like this, then do a D2 and insert this blue one. However, when we insert this blue one, we want this to get inside over here too. So, and this will be our cross 6 mover. When becoming sub-12, sometimes it's good to predict a first F12 pair. For example, in this case, as I noticed that this pair won't break up in my cross solution, and it would end up on the left side. So I would do my cross solution and straight away go into this pair. Now of course I would look ahead into this pair, which I would do it something like U2 and break this pair up. Then instead of rotating like this, I would rotate like this, so that the left slots are solved and the right ones are empty, like this. Then this pair, although this edge is oriented, I would still rotate to get a better algorithm. I can do this to set it up as a 3 mover and then look ahead into my next F12 pieces, and I exactly know which case it is. Rotate and solve it in the back. Now this OLL is a dot case, which is not that good. The algorithm I use for this OLL case is F wide, R U R prime U prime, F wide prime, and then it sets up into this easy OLL case, and we get a UA perm at the end, and there will be a U to AUF according to algorithm which I use, and U2, and that was for the first solve. Okay, now for the second solve, second scramble, white looks fine, but I would rather choose to do yellow once again. I would keep the cube in this angle, so, and L wide to insert this piece over here, and orange one corresponding to it, and then the green one which sets up this red one to become a 1 mover to insert into its spot, and the D prime to align this cross. Now our last moves were B prime and D prime, which didn't affect this pair, which means it would be an easy look ahead if it was a timed solve. We can do this algorithm and then this pair, look ahead into this one. Now we solve this one in the front right slot. However, this edge is misoriented, so when we break this pair up, we have to rotate, and it's better to rotate like this, so that the back 2 slots are solved. Now this easy 3 mover free pair. Now this is not a good case to get at the end, like the first 3 F12 pairs should have somehow affected this to turn this into some other case. However, I know a nice algorithm for this, which is not good for look ahead, and that's why I'm using it as for my last F12 pair. It goes like this, and then we are left with a square OLL case, which is nice. And then finally a JB perm with U prime AUF, as this green block needs to match to get no UF. However, this has to do a U prime, so the AUF will also be U prime. And that was for the second solve. Now for the third scramble, I'm finally going to do white. It's not a good scramble for either white or yellow, but then it's fine. We'll do this one only. We can insert this green one like this, U B2 to get the orange one down as well. Now finally, for these two edges, what we can do is do a F prime so that this is now an oriented edge, and then when we do a U move and insert this, this edge can go to its spot in one move. Finally, look ahead is also not that good as due to the pieces. However, these pieces were in front, so I would prefer to do this F12 pair like this. Look adding into this one, which is oriented, so it's good, like this. And then now look ahead would be difficult. However, I know this corner is for this edge, so in the back, look heading into this one finally, which I would I sometimes use F move, or sometimes I rotate 2 times, but it's better to use F moves like this. Okay, now it leads us to this case, which I do it from this angle. The algorithm involves a S move in the starting and at the end, and we get a J B perm again, and this time with no UF because this matches. And that is for the third solve. Let us move to the 2 bonus solves now. So my this fourth bonus solve is actually my PB scramble, which I did on the timer properly. So as you can see, it's one mover cross, white cross, just an R prime, and like very easy prediction for this pair as this does not move at all. I also tracked the location of this pair as well, I think. So after using the R prime, this in the back, this pair, break this up and solve it in the back, look adding into this one. Now although I should have rotated like this and solved this in the back, so that my front 2 slots are empty now, but I decided to do it from this angle, inserted this edge like this into the sledge, so it was like an L2, and then look heading into this one and inserting this pair has to go in the back. So it's a nice F12 case, as when we do this, break this pair up, hide the corner and get it back, then we can straight away cancel into inserting it like R2. And then this case, now although this was oriented and I knew a 2-gen algorithm for it, but it was pretty long, so I decided to rotate, break it up, rotate back, and then insert. Now this is a key OLL, and my last move for the F12 was R prime, and the first move for this is R. However, I'll still count it as 2 moves because of course I didn't cancel. Now what I saw here was in a split second that these two are matching, these two are opposite, which means that I will get one of the U perms, H perm or Z perm. So I thought I was lucky, but then I also saw too many bars over here, so I thought that I might get a PLL skip, and when I did the algorithm, I actually did got a PLL skip. Now I would have predicted the AUF, which was a U prime, if I was sure about an PLL skip, because this I know how to do that, and for this case, because this has to do U prime to get to its correct spot, which means the AUF will be U prime as well, and this was my PB 7.92. Okay, now for this last solve, this is again a bonus solve because this was actually a 7.31 solve. Now this is faster than my PB. However, I won't count this as it was like on the phone instead of a proper timer, and I was just standing, and probably incorrect timer stops were there because I use one hand to complete the last moves of the cube and then one hand to stop the timer. So as you can see already, the yellow cross looks pretty good because this is a pair. I first thought that I would insert this insert this edge over here to make a X cross. However, I thought that it was better if I track this pair instead, and I realized that the pair, it would still remain a 3 mover when I complete my cross, something like this. And when I did, I realized that I had also made an X cross, which I was before planning to do it at, like, automatically it was an X cross. So I ideally now I should have rotated like this so that my front slots would have been empty, but I don't know why I did this, and then inserted the 3 mover. Then I rotated back and solved this F12 case something like this, which was, like, although inefficient ways, but I was lucky that I got this pair then, so I cancelled into solving in this one. Then I got this very simple OLL case, F R U R prime U prime F, R U R prime U prime F prime, and then finally a T perm with U2 AUF, as you can tell by the headlights and these bars, which have to do a U2 to match the color. However, in the T when there's a U2 AUF, you can finish it with you can change the moves at the end, which do not give any AUF, the same amount of moves. So you do the T perm, and when you do this, instead of doing a U prime and then completing the algorithm, you do a U instead. So like there's a U, there's a C perm, you do this, and then you do a U instead, and then insert this block over here, and then finally get this pair down, and then you're done with no UF. I hope the sub-15 people were able to follow and would have got some advice for improvement. Thank you.